So, Virtua Fighter 6 got a new trailer. I know I didn't talk about the last one, or the last one, or the one before that all that much, but Wolf looks like Ganondorf, and it's a legitimately fantastic trailer. But now at EVO 2025, we got a surprise new gameplay trailer. Gameplay trailer. It's just barely more than a minute, and it's very, very good. I am feasting. Let me tell you what we have here. It's a good fighting game is what we have here. I'm not afraid to just straight up tell you this already looks fun, and I need more of it in my veins to replace the fucking bee venom from some shit-ass bee stinging me today. Fuck you, bees. You'll never get good at Virtua Fighter. Visually, this is looking phenomenal. I'd say it looks better than the concept trailer, and that shit was fake as hell. Choreographed from Meals on Wheels, of all things? Go figure. I didn't talk about this trailer at the time because I really couldn't glean a whole lot of concrete theories from something that wasn't real gameplay at all, but so far, we have some elements from that concept trailer that actually were demonstrating gameplay ideas they intended to implement, like slow motion zoom-ins, or that springboard kick-like thing that Akira does to get off the ground, and he avoids a low kick with it. I like the stage a lot. I like the squares that rise up to create the arena. I like the background monitors and how they turn white just as the round starts. Makes it feel very designed for a fight, you know? It also looks expensive. This whole game looks expensive, dude. Akira and Stella. Let's not forget her name is Stella. They walk up to each other and there's very little preamble. They don't really talk even. They're just ready to go. I keep almost writing Sarah. In my fucking script. I swear to God. Sarah starts with the forward punch, which connects because Akira was blocking low. This is indeed Virtua Fighter so far. She goes into a down forward punch, and that launches Akira because he was trying to do his own move. Notice the big red flash that indicates a counter hit. And hey, before you all get on your soapbox about no lasers, no juggles, just pure, grounded fighting. There are going to be juggles in here. They just purposely didn't do any big ones, because they probably exactly the reason why so many people post that same comment on anything Virtua Fighter. What is happening, my dudes? I'm getting off track. Down forward P into forward K and a low sweep, which Akira dynamically avoids with that springboard kick thing. This makes me think that hitting someone on the ground with sweeps might be valid in this game, but that's only speculation, you know? I also can't quite tell if the zoom and slow motion is exaggerated for the trailer, or if this game is going to actively be making the fight look cooler all the time with like slow motion when you clean and dodge attacks. I like that idea a lot, and everyone loves a good dynamic slow motion effect. Like, I get excited every time a Tekken round ends with that slow motion stuff, you know? I'm not going to be able to name all these inputs correctly, so just work with me here. This game may have 4 buttons instead of 3 for all we know. Akira does a down forward P plus K, Stella blocks it, and does a rising K, and Akira blocks that. He does a forward punch, which Stella dynamically avoids. Again, the camera's zooming in on the moment where Stella successfully dodges an attack. Is this a block? Is there a dodge button? Or is this like a dynamic blocking animation specifically for avoiding like this kind of attack? Do you hold block and duck at just the right moment and it just looks like that? Or is that like you hit guard at just the right moment? You know, I'm genuinely really curious as to how defense works in this because of this moment and the upcoming moment afterwards. This could be like a just frame input of like guarding, who knows? She doesn't capitalize on the dodge, however, and she only jabs for what I assume is like a small amount of damage. The yellow flash you see there is a kind of standard hit in VF flash terms. Sarah hits back kick, I assume, and Akira is ready for that spinning kick combo, and he gets a big counter hit. Gives him an opportunity for 3 solid smacks on Stella's noggin. Palm to the face, and then 2 and 3 right there. That there's a full combo, by the way. Slow motion, that shit. Yeah, there's a full 3-hit combo. She was like a few frames away from returning to neutral stance. Okay, so now look, this next part is interesting. Akira does a strong shoulder attack, which gets blocked. Sarah hits like a punch kick, and Akira starts glowing blue while dynamically blocking the attacks. I'm going to say this is some sort of parry mechanic that's going to work like kind of like the one in Soul Calibur 6 and Street Fighter 6. Games with 6 in the name just love parries, I guess. Anyway, I'm not sure if this is tied to some sort of stamina meter or fatigue mechanic, because I'm theorizing that there is one. Blocking like this won't be free, even if it blocks all attacks. I guarantee there's going to be some kind of trade-off to doing this type of blocking. Maybe you'll just be more susceptible to throws or something. Maybe if you glow blue, you know, I get a better throw on you or something. He capitalizes on the successful blue parries with like a punch kick, and the kick is like a big damage kick or something, because like red sparks and particles fly out of Stella's face, and you can see her veins pumping, and there's something representative of high heart rate and stress. It's very clear that this is like a big disadvantage for her. How did this happen? Well, Akira so far in the match has only hit Stella with high attacks, hitting her head only. I'm like 90% sure his first hit is a high, because look at how she recoils. And I think that fatigue will work in such a way that those hits, like he's hit 5 hits, and the last one is a big kick, that all led up to head trauma over time. Like no shit, actually. And that led to this moment where he kicks her head, and a whole bunch of hyper-realistic blood comes out of her face, and she's like, oh shit, it sucks to get kicked in the head, actually. Stella backs off and starts to block, knowing that she's at disadvantage, and Akira capitalizes on the hesitation by breaking her guard with a fancy Eco guard break move and jabbing her face right through her broken defense. This leads to a very real and guaranteed game mechanic. We're going to see this a lot. I'm going to call it Virtua break for now, because I'm calling it first, and if they call it something similar, I'm going to shit my pants and say I told you so. Anyway, Akira slaps her in the jaw. The scene desaturates a little, it slows down and really emphasizes this moment in the gameplay where player 1 has like worn the opponent down in a pretty realistic way, you know, and he can capitalize on the fatigue. I think this shit is cool, and I want to know more so badly about how it works specifically. I think it's just like you hit my head enough, and you get a big hit, I'm gonna be rocked a little bit, and you can capitalize on that. If that's how it works, that's cool. Anyway, yeah, he slaps her chin, absolutely knocks her into a daze, and then he does like the shittiest day 1 Akira combo I've ever seen in my life. Like, this looks like he did 20 damage. You could do better than that. Akira could probably knock her out of the ring right here with the right combo. After knocking her down, Akira stalls and waits to see what her wake-up option is, and she does like a mid-wake-up kick. Normally standard stuff, but I like that the animation flows very naturally from her on the ground, you know, to transitioning into the kick. It looks very good. Can I say that the animation in general is immaculate, pretty much? Whatever wizardry they have going on under the hood to make these moves transition between each other so well, I want them to keep it up. This is phenomenal work. And there are so few scenes visible even at 0.25 times speed, you know? Wake up kick into Akira failing a throw attempt because Stella kicks low again. In the VF triangle of game design, you cannot be thrown if you're attacking, but this low kick looks like very dynamic, so it's a good demonstration of that design either way. Akira attempts some sort of parry afterwards, and I guess it must have been a punch parry because Stella gets a big strong forward kick. I would have thought this would be like a red counter hit, but I guess not. Normally in VF5 this kind of kick would launch, I believe, but in this game it leads to a very vulnerable dizzy state. Stella gets a pretty reasonable combo in after this, and it's interesting to me how it almost seems like you can keep the combo going until you knock the opponent down. We'll have to see on that part. Like, I don't know. I wonder how long you'd be stunned. Like, if I do punch, 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 will you eventually fall over? The final kick of the combo hitting late also implies a decent amount of freedom in your combos, potentially. I'm really thinking that it's going to be something like, if you hit your opponent on the ground, it'll still count unless they avoid it. Like calling it now OTG sweeps inbound. Stella catches Akira blocking on wake up and performs a running throw, and then she pursues with a running spin kick. Akira blocks that kick and attempts to launch her with a kick plus guard. And someone tell me if he tried the one frame kick plus guard, I'm really curious. But she sidesteps it anyway, and finishes the round with a solid back punch kick combo. The final hit gets a special replay emphasis with dynamic camera angles and a super zoom of Akira losing a tooth. Poor guy. The scene goes blue as Akira falls over unconscious and Sarah is like, huh, you know? This part is also super interesting to me. I wonder when this will happen during matches. My thinking brain tells me it would be on the match winning hit, like the final hit of the match, but I don't know if it would be like final round situations or if it would just be like big hits, like if on round 2, if I get a really solid punch in the face, will it zoom in on that? Much to theorize, and much to think about. I'm eating this shit up, dude. And I hope I'm not off base about any of my theories. I know people probably come to similar conclusions, but I want to put my thoughts out there, because, like, believe it or not, Virtua Fighter means a lot to me, and I love game design that leans into the dynamic, like the cinematic, but like also being fun to play and feels good. I love when, like, you can accurately portray, like, head trauma. but like in a mechanical way that's like fun for the gameplay and like interesting and always dynamic. I really love when I can play a game forever and still see new things happen. I think that's one of the key things about Virtua Fighter is that people have played hundreds of thousands of matches and they're still getting new matches out of it. Isn't that cool? This looks Virtua Fighter as fuck also. And maybe it's going to be a lot of the same that we know, a lot of the same moves and how they work. You know, it's going to feel familiar, but it's also going to have a fresh coat of paint that's been sorely needed. And I feel like this is a natural, it's kind of like a natural continuation of VF5's like incredible choreography and game design that's like stood the test of time, clearly. I'm very excited for September. We'll see more at Tokyo Game Show, so I need to get this done, unfortunately, ASAP. I hope you've enjoyed watching. Let me know what you think of the trailer and how you think the fatigue system is going to be. Are we going to see a Virtua break every round? Will the slow motion aspects and cinematic moving camera be welcomed by old players? Will the game lead to world peace? Only time will tell. I don't know how this is going to go. I don't know how often you're going to see the slow motion and stuff. You know, and will it get annoying for people? Like, anything will get annoying to somebody, I'm sure, but like, will it be like a significant amount of people are like, I really don't like how often it slow motions, you know? I wonder. And don't fucking try to price it at fucking $80. Do not, Sega. Don't make it $80. Don't fucking make it $80. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you want to keep up on what I got going on. I make whatever I'm feeling like in the moment. Every upload's like a little surprise, kinda. Hit like and subscribe, and whatever else you want to say, let me know. Oh, I have a second channel also called Fuck Yeah Intro Movies, and it's linked in the description. I talk about Shogo, Mobile Armor Division over there, and I plan to upload there off and on with this channel. So give that one a look too, okay? Thank you for watching, legitimately. More to come soon. And Sega, please don't fuck it up.